Well, good evening, everybody. I hope that the sound is coming through. It's been a while since I've done a kind of a live thing, so I figured I'd come on tonight kind of on a whim and really with no agenda. Just kind of figured I'd pop online. It's the, what's it, Christmas Eve or the eve of Christmas Eve, or, 2 days before Christmas, and Friday night here in New England, and some rainy, crappy weather that's going on outside, and the wife's got a bunch of wrapping of presents to do, and I just figured, hey, I'll just jump in here and just see who's out there and kind of say hello. And I know that last couple of weeks I've been seemingly quiet on the friends group, and as I'm started a new job, so with that, it just seems like I'm a little behind on everything. I'm certainly glad and appreciative of all those who came on and pre-recorded with me. That gets us through January because the new job's been pretty exciting, but very busy too. So good to have that the people that were able to get that done before I went back to work and have that queue set up. So we'll have shows through January 31st already queued, and I'll be doing some recording as well to make sure that we're on pace to make sure we have shows up and through February and beyond. So yeah, I figure I'd jump in here, and I've got Paul checking in from Australia. It must be Christmas Eve already in Australia. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong on that, but always a trick trying to communicate with Paul and remembering that he's, 11, 12, 13 hours difference or whatnot, and sometimes a complete day ahead of us. So it's morning time there or so, maybe mid-morning. So Paul update us on what the clock says there in Australia. So Paul's been a huge help keeping me going here with the podcast and making sure that I stay on track, and made sure there was plenty of shows recorded knowing that when I was taking this job, there was going to be at least a few weeks that I wasn't going to be available. So it's just after lunchtime there in Australia. So good to see that. And Paul, you got your family arriving. That's great to hear. And I saw the picture that you had put on your personal page with your mom. So good to see you were able to spend some time with her as well. So thank you for all the help you've been giving me. Really do appreciate it. You keep me on track, and for the most part, I'm not easy to manage. So you do your best, and you do a good job. So Mike, good to see you. Sorry I missed your operating session the other night, but I got reports that it was a really good session, and looking forward to seeing the changes that you've made on your layout. Mike, Joe Mammy was telling me that you were making some of those changes, and so it'll definitely be good to see once I get back up there again, hopefully in January, although my travel schedule, I'm not 100% sure yet. Thomas Patterson checking in. Merry Christmas, Thomas, and thank you for checking in with us, and hope that you're enjoying your holiday. Kind of some weird weather here to the last couple days. We went from it was a chilly, then we got this major rainstorm that came in here, and then now they're talking about flash freeze, and it is brutally windy. We had gusts up to, I think it was like 55 or 60 miles an hour today, so a lot of trees down around, etc. So pretty challenging weather around here, and Bernard Helen reporting the same there. And up in, would it be fair to say what you were in, like southern Ontario, Bernard? I guess that would be about where you are. Yeah, -13. You can have that. We've got the wind chill, but I don't think it's going to get down that low. But I think they're talking maybe single digits around here. So. Dalton, appreciate the kind words, saying be nice to get some of the greats left in the hobby, David Barrow, etc. Your interviews are relaxed yet very informative, meaning you don't waste a lot of time. The list continues to grow, and Paul can tell you that Him and I manage a Google document with the list of guests. And if I've reached out to you or if you've reached out to me about being on the podcast and you haven't heard from me, shoot me a message because, it's not that I haven't forgotten you, but reminders are good too. Don't feel like you're bombarding me at all. And I'll have to get up to speed on Dave Barrow. I'm sure Paul will help me do that. So I got it right. Toronto area. So that's great. Bernard, you can keep that extremely cold weather up there, although I'm sure we're going to get our blast here pretty soon. Chris Bell, yes, Merry Christmas to you. Thanks for checking in with us tonight. Looks like you're watching on YouTube. Appreciate you checking us out there. And Paul, you're right. We have so many to be interviewed. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun, and it just seems the amount of people that have either we've reached out to or they've reached out to us and interested in being on the podcast. I'm looking forward to talking to a lot of the folks there. I mean, everybody. Kind of the theme of the podcast is everybody has a story to tell, and I'm just looking forward to having people on the podcast and being able to tell their story. Eric, you're checking in from Middletown, New Jersey. 5 degrees there, down 50 degrees in 12 hours. So yeah, you're right near us where this crazy weather is coming in, and they had this heavy rain and wind. I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but it broke my flagpole out front. Luckily, it missed my wife's vehicle and landed in the driveway last night. Snapped the aluminum pole, so now I'll have to fix that. But crazy wind and heavy rain, and now it's all going to flash freeze. So if anybody's up in this area or down near Eric, drive carefully. Watch out for that black ice because this is the conditions for it for sure. So, yeah, a lot of really other cool things that we're looking forward to. We're going to have a nice January with the lineup that we have coming up with for the podcast. After a really cool December, Sammy Carlisle, Dean Ferris, both were great interviews, great guests on the show. We're going to follow that up. We got John Farrington coming on the 3rd, just after the first of the year. And then middle of the month is Mark Herrick, and that will be the first podcast that was recorded all right here in the Around the Layout studio. Mark was able to come over. He lives about 25 minutes from my home, and we recorded an episode, and he's got a fantastic layout with his BNSF Montana division, and we talk about all that, his relationship with Don Iris, which comes our 22nd episode. That'll be right at the end of the month on January 31st. So we got a episode just before and an episode just after the big event up here in New England, which will be the Springfield show. We talked to John Sacerdoti. It was about a month and a half ago or so, and hoping to talk to him again prior to the show and get the updates. I have seen the vendor list. It's a pretty big list, and I think it's going to be really cool this year because with a lot of the COVID restrictions eliminated, and a lot of Canadian vendors are going to be back, so it'll definitely be good to see them at the Big E. So, again, Paul, thanks for dropping by, and thanks for all your help this year, and we'll definitely be in touch. I think Paul and I talk, if not on a daily basis, at least 2 or 3 times a week. So, good to hear from you, Paul. Thanks for stopping by, and Merry Christmas to you down there in Australia. And Tom, yep, so we will see you at the Big E. I've got quite a few vendors and friends of the show that I'm looking forward to seeing. We're going to have, I know Lauren James and I have talked a little bit. He's going to be coming down to talk about his OVR trains offerings. Then, of course, Greg McComas from MacRail, Chris Palmieri from Home Shops, and then even Bernard talking about that. Come and get scanned at the Mini Prints booth. So we'll be looking forward to seeing what Bernard's got going on there. I think he's got think want to share that info, Bernard. As far as you got to pre-register for that for the scanning. If you want, share that info up here, and we'll get it out to folks as to how they get signed up to get scanned. If you want a miniature of yourself, he'll be doing that at the Big E show, so it'll be a really cool thing to see. I won't be getting scanned, but I'll definitely be going over there and checking out what he's doing because it's sounds pretty cool. Just adjusting myself here. Yeah, I was just waiting to see if Bernard puts that info up. I didn't want to cut off before doing that. Thanks to everybody who's checked in here with some comments and well wishes, and hope everybody's having a great holiday season so far. Next couple days, it's kind of nice that Christmas falls on a Sunday. Make a nice long weekend out of it, so people can travel and be able to get to where they need to go, and hopefully in a safe manner with all this crazy weather across at least the United States. Hopefully everybody's been able to do that. So. I took a sales position, Dalton, with a company called SiteTech, and they're a Trimble dealer. And the long and short of it is the equipment that they sell, the Trimble equipment, is for a bunch of different things: site surveying, construction site surveying. Some of the cooler stuff they're doing is in the category of automated grade control systems. And also they're using drones now to assess job sites, not only getting initial plans and whatnot, but also can monitor progress on the job site. It's all foreign. It's all very new to me. So that's why it's a little overwhelming, because right now I'm just learning the product and there is just so much to it. But I've already seen some of the stuff it can do and within training, and I'll be going out to these trainings in January to actually see it live. And it's pretty fantastic, the stuff that it'll do now. I've been in sales before, but it's just a whole new product line. So it's going to be very cool, though, and a very good job. And it's a really good company, and looking forward to being up to speed on the product here very soon. I was hoping Joe Mammy would stop by. I was sharing with him we were speaking about this job. If anybody wants to check out down in that area, I'm trying to think of, I can give you the address of where my company is, but if you look up SiteTech in Allentown, Pennsylvania on a Google map and scroll back, it's really cool. They're in like this huge industrial switching area. And it's, like I said, NS, it comes off the main line down there. I'm not overly familiar with the operations down there. If somebody else is, go ahead and interject. But, and they just, I think they're running at least 2 shifts of this great switching area down there. And Joe Mammy was all excited. He saw the area, and I think he drew up at least 2 or 3 track plans about, based on that area. So, I'm going to go back to your comment here in a second, Dalton. For those that are looking to check out the mini prints, there's the link there, miniprints.com/Springfield. Just go to miniprints.com. I'm sure he's got a link right on the front page. If you're looking to get a miniature figure of yourself made, he's going to be having he's going to bring his scanning equipment there and doing it up. So it'll be definitely neat to see you do that, Bernard. So hopefully everybody can check it out. So you had to go to Facebook to post the link, it looks like. So I'm not sure how that all works. I guess YouTube doesn't like the links, but Facebook does. Glad you were able to get it up there. And Dalton, neat stuff in Pillar with laser transits, controlling equipment. Yeah, so that's what this is doing. It's using GPS to do grade control and site planning and put the site right into the equipment and go. And I'm speaking as a complete novice, as a complete undertrained person in the category. I'm still learning. But it's going to be a really neat opportunity. Bob Sarnola checking in. Are you in New England or are you in Florida, Bob? Hopefully you're down in Florida where it's a little warmer. Be sure to go to Yako's Hot Dogs if you find yourself in Allentown. I'll have to remember that one. What do you know about the trains that go through there, Eric? Oh, Mindmount Models checking in. I love your show. Great guest. Keep up the fantastic work. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, and hope to see you in Springfield. Need to know if because you got a pretty good finger on the pulse on that New Jersey, Pennsylvania area. Name of the company is Site Tech, and they get fancy. They combine. Let me see if I can put it up as my own comment. There we go. It's Site Tech. They share a bunch of letters. So if you check it out, they're down in Allentown, Pennsylvania. But if you just zoom back, I even the hotel I stayed at, I was looking out the window and they were switching out this, I think it was Sam Adams. They were sending cars down to, and it's just really neat. Just a really neat, for anybody that's into, operations and love a lot of switching, that's an area to definitely check out and take a look at. So hey, Joe Sapiga checking in. Good to hear from you, Joe. Good to see you online, and hope you're able to enjoy your holiday season. You came up in a conversation the other day, but I can't repeat it here. But know that you've been talked about and thought about. So Joe's got a great layout underway in his basement. Great scenery guy. If you want to see bridges be built, Joe Sapiga is the guy to see for modeling. He does a fantastic job of that. So hope to get him here on the podcast soon. John, thank you for the feedback. Appreciate you listening. Thanks for checking in tonight. And yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. It's been a challenging 2022. I'll tell you one thing that's been really positive has been the podcast. It's really been a huge help to me. So thanks to everybody who's supported the podcast and, put some comments in and it's definitely helps keep things going, and especially for some tougher times, it was always nice to fall back to the podcast. So thanks again for doing that. Mindmount Models will be at Springfield Better Living Center. We'll definitely check you out there. Hopefully, I think we asked John Sacerdoti what he was ordering up for weather, and he said 50 degrees and clear. So we're going to have to try to hold him to that. Last year was a little tough, so hopefully we get things where it's clear. But I think it's going to be a really good show in Springfield this year. Mike Ostertag checking in. Good to see you, Mike. And Merry Christmas to you and yours. we're complaining about cold. I can only imagine what you're facing right now. So we'll try to keep the complaining at a minimum. Eric, I usually go west of Allentown. Albertus is a good spot to start. I'm going to have to learn all those areas, so I'll have to pick your brain on a few things there. Sean, thanks for checking in. Merry Christmas to you. Hope you're enjoying the holiday season here. A lot of intermodal traffic. It seems that's the way of the world right now, at least in Class 1, as far as I've seen. A lot of intermodal stuff. So, but it was really neat. This industrial area kind of is like a lot of, final mile stuff, delivering to customers that wasn't, intermodal. Obviously, it was a lot of tanks and boxcar stuff. It was just good to see a good mix in that area. So it's a really neat switching area. Something to definitely check out. So if you're just joining us and wondering what I'm talking about, the job that I took down in, they call it's part of Allentown. If you look up the company SiteTech, SITECH, and you look for where their building is in Allentown, and then just zoom out on Google Maps, you'll see a yard, and then off of that, just a ton of different spurs that go into switching. So it's a really neat area, and it's all Norfolk Southern. So Joseph Higa, my first year in Springfield, was still Conrail, and 18 to 24 inches fell the night before, and it was 10 degrees. So yeah, that late January spot is definitely a challenge in New England, but probably was still cool to see it in the Conrail era. I'm sorry I missed that. I think I missed some of the great spots of that yesteryear of prototype model, or prototype railroading, I should say. Like Conrail was behind me, and some of these other things that I missed out on for getting a late start. So nice to go back, and a lot of guys, like including you, have taken a lot of great photos of that yesteryear that are always fun to look at. So the Wisconsin forecast, it's a balmy -1 with a -25 wind chill, and still in shorts. I'm proud of you, man. You're tougher than I am. So, though I went out in shorts tonight, but it wasn't nearly as cold. And it's in that area, yeah, Eric. 2278, down right in that area. So, yeah, Mike beat your 5 degrees. It's going to be hard to beat that weather that Ostertag faces up there in Green Bay. I knew I could share my screen and do it successfully. I would, and show that area just for, as my dog is now guesting on the show. Yeah, I'm trying to zoom in on where this is. Allentown. I guess they kind of call it Fogelsville, and I think there was another name for it, Coonsville, in that area right there. So if you zoom in right off, 7822, right where, say between 100 and where 78 and 22 come together, all in that area. And you can kind of, as you look south, you can see just a ton of that. Keurig is down there. Just a ton of different things, a lot of industry in that area, and just a really neat area to check out. And then it goes farther to the west. Hilton Garden in Allentown West is where I was staying, so you can see there was a whole bunch of stuff over there as well. So just a really neat area, with that industrial kind of switching thing going on. Yeah, put the dog on. Yeah, no, he got his bath tonight, and we learned that we probably should do a lot of heavy combing before we put a Labrador in the tub and wash them. So we had a massive amount of hair all over the place. So that was a good part of our night, was cleaning up after that disaster. And Dalton, I did model railroading when I was young. I had a Tyco set, and but I didn't really get back into model railroading until age 25 or so. I'm 42 now, so born in 80. Really wasn't. The prototype really wasn't on my radar. I do remember seeing like Central Vermont go by in Norwich Town. My mom worked at a department store that was right next to the track, so I remember seeing Central Vermont going by there. But the line in the town that I lived was deactivated in 85, so I didn't really see much of railroad action there. And then when I hit my mid-20s, I started seeing more New England Central down in like Franklin, Connecticut. And that kind of relit the spark a little bit. But, I missed the Central Vermont era. Really missed kind of the good days of P&W that Don Iris will tell you about. Missed the Conrail era. Missed a lot of that stuff. But, I guess I can say I did capture some of the other eras, like, Connecticut Southern, before they started painting to the candy corn theme of Genesee and Wyoming, so I got to see some of that. I actually saw the blue and golds of New England Central, so I did get some of it, but it just seems like, those really big golden eras of rail fanning and railroading in the area, that seemed to kind of pass me by. But so Eric, yes, I know the area across that way on the way to Reading. 100 is the exit off of 78. Yep, so it's a really cool area. Burtis is very close to that area and also has an NS branch off the Reading main line. So, yeah, definitely a real cool area. I hope to have some free time down there, especially in the summer when work ends at 5, and if I'm down there in the office and I can kind of go do some rail fanning in the daylight, it'd definitely be cool to be able to check all that out. And it looks like they've got plenty to do down there. So. I'll just bring you with me, Joe. How's that sound? You can bodyguard me, and we'll stay right out on that industrial area. That seems like a pretty good area. So, but just wanted to stop in real quick with everybody and just go live, because it doesn't seem like I've used my microphone or anything else a lot lately. Just been doing a lot of reading and training and a lot of videos and a lot of YouTube stuff and whatnot. So I said, no, I'm going to jump on and just say hello to everybody and see what's going on. And great to everybody that came in and said hello and dropped a comment or two, and good to hear from you guys, and really appreciate you listening to the podcast. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope for those that weren't caught up, hopefully a couple weeks of some downtime, you'll get a chance to catch up on a few episodes. And again, we're got a good January heading towards us with at least 3 episodes, and I still would like to try to sneak in a what's happening in model railroading episode for December, and then eventually January. And I think I might be able to pull it off, but we'll see what the week holds for us. Robert Thomas, Merry Christmas to you as well. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being an active participant. Don't we all love to go back with a digital camera to our younger days? And oh yeah, for sure, be able to catch some of the older that era. And I wouldn't even mind going back with a film camera and just being able to actually pay attention and see it. And here's my wife talking about the dog. Sorry, the dog was barking. He's permanently on the naughty list. That is very true. So, Chris, Merry Christmas to you. I've got an envelope right here for you with a global stamp on it, ready to go. So I'll get that in the mailbox to you tomorrow. I do have stickers. I don't know if anybody can see it. There's a couple piles of stickers that have just come in. So I'll be getting these out. Anybody that would like a sticker, just send me an email aroundthelayout@gmail.com. Be happy to send you a sticker. Appreciate those that have been displaying them on their layouts and on vehicles and on toolboxes, and just amazing where it goes. And then seeing pictures in the NMRA group of folks wearing their Around the Layout shirts around the globe is really cool. It's really been neat how far the podcast has gone. It's also neat to see how much of a global hobby model railroading is. Even more neat is that most of the ones that are overseas are modeling American railroads. It's kind of neat the influence that American railroading has had on a global audience. So you're welcome, Chris, and glad to help out and glad to get that to you. So, Sean, I'm starting to appreciate more and more my print photos of Conrail in the southern tier of New York from the mid-90s. Amazing to see how things have changed. Absolutely. You were able to become a witness of that history and be able to capture it. That's certainly an awesome thing, and be great and be able to share those photos out. So good to have for sure. Sorry, just look at that lingering cough every once in a while here. Thanks for giving a great show to listen to. May see you in Springfield. Merry Christmas and Ray and all. Great to hear from you, Eric. I hope to do see you up in Springfield. I'll be looking out for you for sure. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm not going to try to pronounce your name because I'll botch it, but just letting you know, thank you very much. It's great to see a comment and come in, and looking forward to 2023 as well. Love the podcast. OU My Club sticker will be in the mail soon. Looking forward to having that. I've gotten some really cool stickers come in as well from folks. And if you'd like to share your sticker, I do have a plan eventually. I'm thinking somewhere here in the Around the Layout studio, I'm going to have a place where I'll put all the stickers that have come in. But Sammy Carlisle sent me a sticker, and just got one from Scott Lister. So that was really cool to see. And if you have a sticker you'd like to share with me, I'd love to have your sticker. You can send it to me, and just look in the group. You'll see a post that's got my address on it. I won't repeat it here, but you can definitely find it. All right, want to see me mess up a name? Bilesma sounds like the last name. Is it like local Bilsma? I would say now I've got it all screwed up. See, this is why I didn't make it in radio. Couldn't pronounce the names. I'm sure if it's pronounced right, it's a really cool name. I got it? There's no way. No way I got it. Nah. I had that all botched up. There's no way I got that right. Too funny. I'll have to talk to you at some point so I can hear you say it, and then I'll be able to get it down. So let me go back here a little bit. Well, then we definitely need to talk. I'd love to hear a non-USA layout and how you came about that. I'm sure you got a great story to tell, and love to have you on the podcast. So let's shoot me an email, aroundthelayout@gmail.com, and let's see if we can get something scheduled up. Eric, thanks for checking in. Merry Christmas to you. Again, Tom, Merry Christmas. Joseph Peak, I never understood how so many people and modelers love steam until I lost Conrail, and then the light bulb went on for me. Yeah, just a lost era. Did get to see some pretty cool steam stuff. I went to Essex. Wife had done tickets for the Polar Express, I guess they'd call it the Valley Railroad or the Essex Steam Train. If you're not familiar, it's in Connecticut, and fantastic operation. They run off the Valley Line. Valley Line goes from Old Saybrook to Hartford, but they don't run that far. they go up past Deep River and maybe a little bit into Chester from Essex, but really well done. And they've got 3 steam locomotives. I think it's 3. I think they have the 4097 and the 3025. Not an expert on that, but I can tell you that it's a really great railroad. They've done a great job of preserving the history of the old New Haven down there. And the Polar Express, when those tickets become available, you better be on the button, because I think it was, my wife was up here for maybe 20 minutes and they were selling out. I mean, she was just going back and forth with different dates, just trying to get it all figured out. And they go extremely fast, and riding on it now, I know why. They just do just such a professional job with it. So definitely want to check that out. And Mike joining the sticker game with his Farland terminal. That'll be some cool. That'll be a cool sticker to check out. So looking forward to seeing that. Roger Coleman, good seeing you. Merry Christmas to you. Looks like you found that festive auto rack for Christmas. So very cool to see. Really appreciate you guys checking in on the eve of Christmas Eve. Just jumped on here for a little bit just to say hello to everybody and spread some holiday cheer and kind of let everybody know what's going on with the podcast, what's going on with me personally, and which is all good stuff. It's really been a real blast over the last few months. Really, the podcast again kind of carried me along, and it's been a great project to keep my mind occupied, and talked to so many great people and met so many great people and heard so many great stories, and really inspirational to myself and hopefully to others. And that's what I hope you get when you listen to the podcast is, inspiration for yourself, ideas and mindsets that help drive you towards meeting whatever goals you have in the hobby. So, yep, that's a pretty festive auto rack down there. Hope you've been able to get trackside and doing some more photography. I have not. My cameras are collecting dust in the corner other than a photograph of my daughters for Christmas. I haven't been able to get trackside either. So hoping with the job with a little bit of outside sales and some different locations and whatnot, I'll be able to pull the camera out and get at least a couple more photos and be able to see some new things. So that'll be coming. You got some ice down there today, so yeah, that'll keep you out of the keep you off the tracks, that's for sure. Roger, you're in Tennessee, I think. Is that right? Am I right with saying that, down that area? Let's see if he can get, yep, Nashville. So he's down in that Nashville area. So Nashville getting ice, and we've got the flash freeze, and Mike Ostertag's outside running around in a pair of shorts. So it's wacky weather all over the place, but it is December, and hopefully if you're traveling, hopefully you've gotten to where you need to go and you're there safe. Or if you got folks coming in, loved ones coming in to see you, hopefully they're already landed and safe. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I got some other things to do. Wrap it up, pun intended, I guess, because I've got some wrapping of my own to do. But I just wanted to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, and hope that you and your loved ones are safe and have a great holiday. So thanks again for supporting the podcast. I appreciate everybody's positive feedback or even constructive criticism, everything that I've received through around the layout at gmail.com. Definitely appreciate all the encouragement and enthusiasm towards the podcast. So again, everybody, Merry Christmas, and we'll hope to see you soon. Take care.